larger than life. He'll give you strife. He's Todd. He's tall, he's mean. He's labeling machine. He's Todd. Rides a motorbike. He'll tell you what it's like. He's Todd. Don't know what he'll say. He'll scare the kids away. He's Todd. He's Todd.
Wow, happy Thursday. Man, it's good to be back. So I spent last week in Puerto Rico. And I want to thank Brother for sending me out there. I think I got the mercy seat on that one. But, from the memories that I can remember, it was a good trip. And I put on 9 pounds, by the way. So anyway, I got a little work to do. But no, we had a great time out there. And about 98 degrees and 99% humidity. And you think I wouldn't be putting weight on in that environment. But anyway, we had a great time. So it's good to be back here in lovely Vista, California. And I hope everyone's doing well out there. And I want to, again, thank you for joining me this Thursday. I think we've got a great show. This is a show that has taken a while to put together because we've been doing some stuff in the background. And I think we're at the point right now, and we're going to give you live demonstrations, and we're going to show you a couple of things. But first and foremost, a couple of shout outs. So Bruce Page texted me this morning, big mistake, and says, hey, you better be nice. My son's going to be watching this show. All right. So, a couple of shout outs. All right. Let's see. Oh, I see HR. All right. Oh, there's legal. Another shout out before we get to Bruce's son to Dave Wise. Happy birthday, Dave Wise. I believe Dave turns 99 today. So happy birthday, Dave. So anyway, back to Bruce's son. So, I don't know you personally, but I'm telling you, I feel your pain. I've got to deal with Bruce almost every day, sometimes on the weekends when I don't put him on block. But you know what? It's a hard knock life. I'm telling you right now. So, hats off to you. So today, I'm very happy to announce a collaboration between Brother Mobile Solutions and AEM. AEM is a leader out there in the testing and certification industry. And not only I'm going to let, and in a minute, I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, but I've got Lisa Schwartz and Stephen Cowles joining me today from AEM. And so we're going to go back and forth a little bit, and we're going to talk about some the old ways of doing things versus the new ways of doing things, and then towards the end of it, I'm actually going to give you a live demo to just basically back up my BS and show you how easy this is to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and stick around too, because we're going to have the AEM contact information at the end of the show, including all the manufacturer reps, obviously my team's contact information, and then information on future shows. But without further ado, we're going to talk a little bit about AEM as a company right now. So Kate, if you would, flip the switch on Lisa. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. You are a tough act to follow, Todd.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the accolades. They're few and far in between, but I appreciate it. So we actually met Lisa, I think it was at a Bixie event. I mean, several years ago, right?
Yes. Okay. Long before the world imploded.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't remember those days either. I'm kind of getting used to this. But nonetheless, is that we started this conversation. You're going to see the finished product today, but we started this conversation a long time ago, and what happened was I was waiting for our team to kind of redevelop and build a new mousetrap. I actually discovered by accident that we probably could have done this a long time ago. So you know what? Shame on me. But again, I think at the end of this show, everyone is going to be very surprised at again, the efforts that everyone on the AEM team and the Brother team have put into this collaborative effort. So what I'm going to do is, Lisa, I'm going to ask you, and specifically for those who don't really know AEM out in the audience, it's actually, AEM is a very wide spectrum company, and there's parts of AEM that I didn't know about. But Lisa, I'm going to give you, you know what, I'm going to give you 1 minute and 33 seconds, all right? And talk a little bit about AEM, what you guys do, the markets that you guys have your fingers in, but the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you, Todd. Thank you very much for having us. We appreciate the collaboration and really looking forward at bringing some more simplistic workflows to our joint customer. You know, AEM's mission is really to provide very comprehensive semiconductor and electronics test solutions based on best-in-class technologies, processes, and customer care. The AEM division that provides the test and measurement solutions that we're going to talk about today is really fortunate to have an engineering team with decades of experience designing both laboratory and field test solutions. And, you know, I have to say that when you think about that fact and that our technical services team is headed up by a guy with decades of experience in this industry under his belt with Steve Cowles, who we are going to hear from today as well. And myself in product marketing, I've got that big D under my belt in this industry as well. I don't think any of us want to say and date ourselves on our ages how long we've been at this. But, you know, our customers can really be rest assured that they have a highly experienced team in their corner. The AEM actually has both design and manufacturing capabilities for our products in-house. And this, coupled with our engineering design expertise, really allows us to provide more test capability within a single test platform, along with faster cable certification test times than our competitors, while priced affordably to businesses of all sizes. And the two products in our lineup that work in tandem with the Brother PT-E550W labeling tool are the TestPro CV100 multifunction cable certifier, which you have right there with you, and the Network Service Assistant network connectivity tester. The TestPro really is designed primarily for use by cable contractors and system integrators, and the Network Service Assistant is designed for network admins and IT support staff. Beautiful.
So, Lisa, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much. We are actually, I'm headed to Denver next week, I think, and Lisa is going to join me in one of our studios. We're actually going to do kind of a how-to video on how this whole process works. You're going to see in a little bit how easy it works, but I understand it's going to be raining cats and dogs all next week, right?
Yeah, we ordered that especially for you, Todd.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So myself and my older brother Sam actually, Sam found a big, nice cabin on the edge of the I don't know if it's a Thompson or Pooter up there in Georgetown. We had 22 family members coming in, and we were going to do whitewater rafting and fishing, and we were going to do all sorts of stuff. But now I think the plan is just to sit around and stare at each other all day. So regardless, it should be fun. So Lisa, I appreciate you getting up so early this morning and joining me. Zing! So thank you very much. And you know what? I'll see you next Tuesday.
I will see you next Tuesday.
All right. So for those out there that don't know, and you know, Lord knows I talk every show that I do, or most shows, is about Brother and labeling, but really the whole idea behind using the Brother Industrial is time saving, money saving. And so anything that I can do, the team can do to help that task, if you will, of labeling out there. And nobody likes to label. So my whole philosophy behind labeling is to go in there, get it done, one and done, and not go back until they're going to pay you to go back, which means not fixing mistakes or fat fingers or labels falling off and so forth and whatnot. So as you know, these organizations strive for saving labor, saving costs, the collaborative efforts that go along, you know, with the whole infrastructure, you know, even OSP, outside plant, but the whole installation, if we can end up saving the installers some money, that's what we're all about. So anyway, I'm tickled pink that this thing has come to fruition. I'm using some really big words today. So I don't know what's going on. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is, and again, you know, we talk about and I've talked about in the past, the old ways of doing things. You know, I know that when I was out in the field, yes, I used to work for a living, but when I was out in the field, we take our certifier and you'd have a guy in the closet, you'd have a guy on the floor, or a tech, I should say, a tech, all right, in either location. And they're calling in with walkie-talkies, and the tech in the closet is typing in whatever he's hearing from. And it was very labor intensive, if you will. And then the labeling process, a lot of times you're out there with a little handheld labeler, which is this guy right here, all right? And so very, very labor intensive. So again, what we're doing is combining these two arduous, big word, arduous efforts to come up with something that's going to save some labor. So I'm going to bring Stephen Cowles on board, and Stephen is going to run through how really this is accomplished. And then after Stephen's done, I'm going to actually have, we're going to have a live demo of how this stuff works. So Kate, if you could flip the switch on Stephen. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Todd.
Hey, I hope you're doing well out there, and I appreciate you joining us. I asked yesterday, but I got CRS. Where are you out of, Stephen?
I'm out of the Orlando, Florida area.
Okay. So you feel my pain about Puerto Rico when I was saying that it's very hot and humid.
Yeah, I live it.
Okay. All right. So no thanks. You can have it. So obviously I'm on the other side of the the states, and so anyway, a little bit different. But what Stephen's going to go through is kind of the process of taking a database. And again, I digress to what I was talking about, the old days of you got a tech in the closet, which is manually inputting these cable IDs or port IDs, and then they hit the test button. The easiest way to do this, obviously, is to do a database ahead of time and preload both units. Not only load the AEM TestPro, but also the PT-E550W. So what Stephen's going to demonstrate here before we get to the live demo is exactly how you do that. So Stephen, without further ado, you're on, man.
All right, great. Well, let me pull up my Excel file here, and I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm actually working with here. And if I can find the right button, we'll share my screen. And so you should be able to see a CSV file from my screen now. Essentially, we've just got a single column here, and we've got our labels all in the column here, alphanumeric order. They don't have to be alphanumeric. You can pretty much put whatever you want in there for your label scheme. But the idea is you're going to create it in a CSV file. And then from that point, what you're going to do is go into the software, and you're going to get that CSV file using our software. You're going to grab it and put it onto a thumb drive. That'll be the next step. So I'll show you that. So you should be able to see my my software screen here now.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the Import Custom Label button right here. And we're going to go grab that that file that we just looked at. So we'll go down, find my Custom Labels folder. And then we'll go into my BS label schemes. I'll grab my BS label, just select that file, click on Open. And then we just need to select the USB drive where we want to drop it. I'm going to drop that right onto my thumb drive. And what that does, I'll show you in the Explorer window here. If we go down to that thumb drive, it has created a folder called Custom Label. And in that folder is that CSV file. So now I'm just going to take that thumb drive, unplug it from my computer, and I'll show the screen on the tester so you can see what's going on. The tester on the video camera there is my remote unit. I've got the main unit off screen, and I'm just going to plug the USB thumb drive into the side. And momentarily, we should see a USB menu pop up, and there it is. And one of the options, because we have that custom label folder, is Import Label List. I'm going to click Import Label List, and it's successfully imported. So now I'll just hit the home button on my tester to take it back to my home screen, and I can go into my project right here, and I'm going to edit the project, and we'll go in and select label scheme. And currently the default simple label is there. I'm going to click my little notepad here, and I'm going to choose right there, BS Labels. And when I click that, I'm going to check it, and now we see all of our labels are imported. So we've got the label scheme ready to go. Now when I go to run a test, all I'm going to do is, and the test fortunately takes only 6 seconds, so this doesn't eat up a whole lot of time. I'm just going to run a quick test here. And you note the wire map came up on both sides here, so we see the main and the remote. We got a wire map instantly. That's another really cool feature of TestPro. Once the 6 seconds is up and we get our auto test run, this one's going to fail because I had a really stringent limit that's set aside for something else. But I'm going to save it anyway, and we're going to go click Save. And we just choose that first label in our series and click Save. And that's all there is to it.
Man, easy peasy, huh?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, and that, again, that goes back to having to manually, input them out in the field, which I've done quite a bit of. Now, this is a great solution for, if you're at the home office, correct, Stephen?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So let's hypothetically say that I'm in the office and Stephen's out in the field in Florida somewhere, and he's doing a job for me in Florida. And I want to, obviously, we can't do that. I've got two options at this point. I mean, based upon what you just said, I can, drop that thumb drive in a FedEx package and get it out to him. But he needs that job right now. So the easiest way to do that, option A was obviously the office. Option B is that I could take that BS data file, I can embed it into the email and send that to the tech. The tech is then going to connect his iOS device to the PT-E550, and he's going to dump the same database, all right, that is inside the TestPro. So that's one way of doing it, and there's other options, and I encourage you to reach out to Stephen. We'll have his contact information, but there are other options available. But as far as loading the actual database that will be preloaded into the TestPro, now we want the same exact labeling scheme to be loaded into the PT-E550, because we don't want to stand out there with the PT-E550 and manually type in the port IDs and the cable labels and whatnot. So what I'm going to do at this point is, Stephen, I am going to share my screen. I'm going to ask Stephen to send me an email here, all right? And you guys should be able to see.
Should be in your inbox. I just sent it a second ago.
All right, so there's Stephen's email. We've got the BS label attached. You can see it up there. It's a 2 KB in size, but this is how easy this is going to be. I'm going to actually tap on the attachment. Now you can see the database right there. Well, hell, I can't even see the database right there, but it's right in front of us. So in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to click the up arrow. You'll go to Share File Via. You'll go to Save Files. You can see I've got the iLink&Label right here highlighted. All I'm going to do is hit the Save button. I'll get out of here. I'll go into iLink&Label. I'll go to Send Database to Printer. Lo and behold, it's right there. So if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a fifth one down. All right, so all I'm going to do, now I can actually take a look at this before I send it to the printer, but here's all my port IDs, cable wraps. All right, so this data file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to the PT-E550. All I have to do is click on that, so select that and hit the send button. It's as easy as that. So after that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Now, that whole process took, even with me blabbering in the background, maybe 30 seconds. So we're talking about me sending that email to somebody. Am I sharing my screen? I'm going to stop sharing screen. We're talking about me sending Stephen an email or vice versa, and I'm in California, and he's in Florida, and I've now downloaded that database in less than 30 seconds. And it's going to be embedded into the PT-E550. Once you get into the PT-E550 screen, okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my database, and lo and behold, there's my BS labels right there. Once I hit that, there is the database that Stephen sent me. All I'm going to do, if I'm doing a cable wrap, let's say, is I'm going to come in, I'm going to do a cable wrap. All right. I'll select the item. So as you can see, I'm highlighting the items that I want to bring in. All right, we'll hit OK. All right, we'll do a cable wrap. In this case right here, it's going to ask me what I want to wrap, the diameter. So let's go ahead and let's select Cat 6A. All I have to do is hit OK. All right, it selects that information, and then I'm printing. I'm off and running. Now you can do the same things with your patch panels as well. So once you got that database into the unit, you can manipulate these white buttons to go into flagging options if you want, cable wrap buttons if you want, faceplate options if you want, patch panel options if you want. But the beautiful thing is you're pulling all of that information from the database, so no more typing. And on the AEM side, it's the same thing. You don't have to stand in the closet and type in the thousands of labels and ports that you need to certify and you need to test. Everything's going to be dumped inside the unit. So that's the beauty of this partnership and collaboration. It's all about saving time, saving money. It also means less mistakes. If you have clubs like this for hands and you're using a printer, you're going to be prone to make mistakes. You're going to fat finger stuff. And when do you discover mistakes? All right? When you're testing, all right? Or if you're not that lucky, you're going to get a call from the IT guy, all right? And he's going to say, after he's gone and troubleshot, he's going to discover that you're one jack off, all right, as far as the labeling is concerned. And then you're gonna get a phone call. So now that's costing you extra money. On this particular unit, the beauty of this versus pre-printed labels is that when you have pre-printed labels, obviously you're out in the field somewhere. You can't just generate one that looks exactly like that, all right? So we're talking about a reprint job. So that's the beauty of the collaboration between AEM and Brother. It's time savings, it's money savings. We're going to show some contact information at the end of this thing. But Stephen, did I cover everything?
You did. You made me actually think of something else too, as you were talking about skipping over one and ending up one jack off there. A lot of times you'll get on a job and you might find something that you didn't expect to have to test. So you then have to do a manual label, and you've got that flexibility with both the Brother labeling tool and the TestPro, where you can manually enter a label on the fly. So if you encounter something that somebody just labeled WAP 1 or WAP 2 or whatever, and you need to add that to your testing and add it to your labels, you have the flexibility on both the Brother and on the AEM to manually enter that label ID.
You're hired. You're hired. So what we ran into out in the field there is that typically when I used to work for a living, we would print everything on 8.5 by 11 sheets. We put it in a manila envelope and we send it out to the job site. When you do discover that you're one label off, the problem is you generally don't have those 8.5 by 11s to reprint. All right. Using this machine, all right, you're in the same cadence as far as your cable wraps and your flags. All right. So you're absolutely right. You can correct this on the fly, where if you're using pre-printed labels, you're waiting on somebody to reprint those to get them out to you. And so, a lot of people don't realize what what encompasses the certification process and the labeling process, because one little mistake can be detrimental. And so you want to CYA on both of these. There's liability issues at hand here too. So again, it's more of a CYA and saving time, which if you save time, you're saving money. So with that being said, it's 10:25. Have yourself a really hot and humid day out there, Stephen.
Thanks.
In Florida. And we're going to show Stephen's information here in a little bit on how to contact the AEM folks. As far as the upcoming episodes, we have some new products, and I know I've mentioned them here and there, and I'm getting a lot of questions on, hey, we're interested in those. How do they work? There's a couple of new products. One is going to be a new flag that we have. One is going to be a self-laminating label. I will talk a little bit more about our heat shrink, and then the machines they work in. So we're going to do that. You know what? August 26th, Dan, if you're available, we're going to do tips and tricks. And I know I was talking with Dan earlier because Dan thinks he came up with a brilliant idea. And you know what? I'm going to put him on the spot for this thing. So we will probably do some tips and tricks, Todd's tips and tricks, say that fast 3 times, on August 26th. And then September 9th, we're going to go through everything that encompasses labor savings. And we talked about one today, obviously, but September 9th, we'll get into label specifics when it comes to labor savings. So, Kate, do you have the contact screen up there for AEM? There we go, right there. So, again, you guys have enjoyed Lisa and Steve today. Again, I want to thank them very much. Any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to either Lisa or Steve, or even myself on today's episode. And we're going to go through our contact information here in a little bit. When you're ready there, let's see, am I missing anything? So as far as our contact, it's same old hat. Nothing's really changed. You got myself here in Vista, California. You got Mr. Jamie Brookover in Virginia Beach, Dan Cobb out in Wisconsin. You got Mr. Bruce Page in Marble Slab, Minnesota. Mr. Rob Dawkins in North Carolina, and our glorious leader, who I know is not watching today. He is in Sarasota, Bradenton. So with that being said, look at the time, 10:28. So one of the things I want to ask everybody out there as well, number one, thank you for joining us. If you want to go back and watch any previous episodes, I've got my own URL now. How am I pulling this stuff up now? So it's www.bswithtodd.com, and you can go back and watch any previous episode, and you can sign up for new episodes. Also, I have t-shirts available. And I was going to wear it today. I actually wore it in Puerto Rico, and it probably still smells, so I didn't, something smells in here. Anyway, so we do have t-shirts available. They are bad t-shirts. Not like bad. So those are available. If you'd like a t-shirt, please reach out to myself or any of my team members or reps, and we'll get you wearing that thing loud and proud. With that being said, 10:29, I'm going to bow out. Off to Colorado tomorrow. Any show ideas? Get back to me with show ideas. Keep it clean, will you? All right. But if again, any new show ideas, or if you want to go back and look at some episodes, go to bswithtodd.com. Have yourself a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Appreciate you.